mentioned that the course had 4 weeks of in-person and 4 weeks of remote work. And this is also kind of what's going on in the let's say corporate world right now as well, like getting people back to the office or not, let them work remotely. I'm curious about your experience in terms of like how different was it for you to work physically together with others versus going back to your location and work remotely. Was it a big difference? Did you like one better than the other?
So that was definitely one of the reasons that I applied to the program in particular that kind of enticed me apart from the idea of just doing open source work or finding out about it, right? Um, I wanted to see which one I liked more or which one I'd like to work in more, right? In person or working remote, which I could see the direct contrast while working with the same team or on the same projects, right? So in person, I'd say there's a lot more uh, sh short communication. It's a lot easier to communicate, as I'm sure is the same in a lot of other corporations' jobs. It's a lot easier to be able to show something on a screen because everything doesn't have to be kind of confined to having Zoom, for example, or Google Meets, stuff like that. These video conferencing platforms are great, but nothing beats kind of in person being able to have that. I can just show you a piece of paper instead of having necessarily have everything digital. Things like that, I think are much better in person. But I wouldn't say that it's not doable to do remote. I personally, right now, am more in favor of remote work, even though I just said that. But when I was doing the remote work for the Catalyst program, I didn't find a huge difference from working with the team. I feel like we had a great uh, same style of collaboration, even though we were remote. But I do think that that was empowered by the fact that we were kind of working in person first, and we got kind of a feel for each other, and then you kind of go remote, and then you can do your projects remotely. But if anything really big came up, I think it would work best in person.